We believe as a community, as integral part of Indian society, to move forward. The trust that's in the name of Pandit Premnath Bhatt Trust is carrying forward his mission. It has drafted and piloted the Jammu and Kashmir Shrines and Religious Places of Hindus of Kashmir Management and Regulation Bill, which is designed to provide for upkeep, maintenance of religious places of Hindus of Kashmir, prevent illegal transfer, sale, or occupation of their properties, and utilize their income for general welfare of the community. A glance at the bill would bring it to fore that the management of temples and places of worship is designed to be carried out through elected representative committees under the auspices of a governing board, ensuring that it is run in a democratic manner and with accountability. If passed by the legislature, the act would be a robust legal framework for managing the affairs of Hindu places of worship located in Kashmir Valley, akin to Awqaf Act, Muslim Awqaf Act, and Gurdwara Prabandhak Board Gurdwara Act. It's sad that despite lapse of nearly 3 decades, the bill could not be passed, and many stalwarts pursuing it, meanwhile, vanished from the scene. At one stage, this bill was not only introduced, it was introduced earlier also. Once it was introduced, it was referred to select committee, which also heard the representatives of Kashmiri Hindu community. Unfortunately, it was allowed to lapse because the term of the House expired. Be that as it may, the bill, despite lapse of 3 decades, could not see passage. And why is it essential for us? It's our lifeline, I believe, because the main issues for the attention of Honorable Minister, Honorable Sir, yes. Okay, I'm saying why this passage of this bill is important. We treat it as our lifeline. Because return, our primary objective, I want to clear this, our primary objective is return to roots, back to roots. Return to home, rehabilitation in Kashmir. That remains the primary objective. And to make that meaningful, we must have the right to look after, preserve, protect, restore our place of worship. Because unless finding a space, we will not be going back like prisoners. We will be going back as residents of that place, exercising all the rights which have been conferred on us by the Constitution of India, right to profess our religion being our fundamental right, right to life and liberty, which means a meaningful existence, not an animal life. So for growth, physically as well as spiritually, that means that we should have the right to profess our religion, number one. Number two, to look after our religious places, manage them. The management has to be, it would be a democratic piece of legislation because it will be in the hands of the elected representatives. Of course, had this law been in place like Awqaf Act and Gurdwara Act, probably the situation would not have been. Most of the religious places have been encroached upon, grabbed, usurped. Constructions have come up. When we go to Srinagar from airport, at many places I see there was a Narayan Mat. Now there are placards, now there are boards there. Earlier it was toilet, now it is private property, private jaga. Who transferred it, who alienated it, how they came to build parochial houses on that is anybody's guess. Had there been a law in place, a robust legal mechanism and framework in place, it would have been the responsibility of the state to look after it, because audit, inspection, accountability become what we call, those are the attributes of it. If there is a legal framework, responsibilities are fixed, accountability is there. Unfortunately, it's not there. So we say life is not about what we lost so far, it's about what we can still grow. That's what community believes in. We are optimistic. The history shows that many times we have suffered, but risen like a panorama from ashes. That's the resilience That is the inner strength of this community. Many intellectuals, scholars, torchbearers, and icons who became legends have gone. Many are yet to come out of the shock as they cling to the sweet memories of heydays. But we have to move forward. Honorable Minister, sir, 35 years now. It's one generation is gone. Our numbers have dwindled. What is starving in our face is extinction, both physical, spiritual, intellectual. Everything is at stake. Those of us who escaped from sunstrokes and snake bites while being camp dwellers, those who were born or brought up in one-room tenements know the hardships of life, which have to be mitigated. While back to roots and dignified and safe return and rehabilitation in Valley remains the primary objective of our struggle, conditions conducive to return and rehabilitation of Kashmiri Pandits in Kashmir have to be created. Rehabilitation in Kashmir must address the issue of dignified and safe existentiality and survivability and political and economic empowerment. Life means a meaningful life where you are assured a space to grow and exercise and profess your faith. Existence doesn't mean animal existence. It encompasses physical, mental, and spiritual growth. We believe the passage of shrines and religious places bill would be a major step towards rehabilitation of Kashmiri Hindus in Kashmir. Return to roots without addressing the fundamental issue of restoration, preservation, protection, and retrieving of and management of the religious places of Kashmiri Hindus is inconceivable. Restore the deity by placing its management in the hands of Kashmiri Hindus through a democratic process. The devotee will follow. The devotee will follow. Now another, I'm sorry, sir, I am taking probably a longer time, but I may sound even better, for which I seek apology. But this is the pain, the anguish. Another important aspect is creating a congenial atmosphere for return of KPs to their homeland. This depends on mutual trust between the communities and revival of the time-tested ethos of coexistence and harmony, which are the fundamental attributes of Kashmiriyat. A vast majority of Kashmiri Muslims still are adherents of Sufism and Rishi order and follow the liberal traditions of harmonious living and coexistence with adherents of other faiths. Teachings of Laleshwari, Lalden, and Nundrishi, Sheikh Alam, are followed with reverence by Hindus and Muslims, sharing common spirit of love, respect, and harmony. In this regard, it would be appropriate to refer to the epilogue authored by Honorable Sri Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul in the judgment delivered by Honorable Supreme Court in Article 370 abrogation matter. The Honorable Court, while referring to reconciliation between local Africans and the whites dominating the political scene for centuries in the wake of abolition of apartheid, recommended setting up of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Of course, it was cleared by the Honorable Judge that it is not to seek trial of persons or what we call set in motion the criminal justice system. No, the object is only that a reconciliation is brought about. Both communities sit together. The commission will hear both versions of both. Is try to bring about rapprochement in the sense that once everybody says his story, his version, many things will be cleared. Many misgivings, because there is a wedge now, there is a drift that has to be, because 35 years is a very long time. New people, I was last time, after 22 years, I was posted in Srinagar as Principal District Judge. But I found that I know 20% of people. Others are all, the new generation has come out. So you have to build bridges. A rapport has to be, you see, effected with the people, with the new generation, with the new community for better understanding. Because living rehabilitation of Kashmiri Hindus in Kashmir doesn't need only constitutional guarantee and what we call government's efforts. It needs building up that mutual trust between the communities. And then we have the instance, notable instance. I had gone through, I was seeing what happened from the times of Nelson Mandela when this Truth and Reconciliation Commission was set up there. Now they are living for last 30, 40 years. We are seeing that they are living as one nation, one community. There is no report of that, any discrimination. Though that discrimination was more than 100 years old. The worst treatment was meted out by white West Africans. So I think that this is a suggestion, a recommendation made by the Honorable Supreme Court. This can be taken up for consideration by the government. Now it is not so that we are completely God forsaken. That would be saying that on this platform or elsewhere would be not living in gratitude. We are in gratitude, yes. Many measures have been taken by the central government, by the state government also. But probably the issues are of such greater magnitude that the measures taken do not come up to our expectations. The level of expectations is very high because it's a matter of our existence. It's a matter of this existentiality and then resettling, rehabilitating the community members back in their homes and hearths. I mean, back in valley, whatever the modalities they be, that has to be decided by the government. But it has to be in such a manner that it becomes a meaningful thing and then we can go back to our roots.